Hello everyone. How are you doing? All right. This is Coach Lech. I'm speaking from the Philippines. I am originally from Nigeria. I'm currently the head coach of FC Metro Manila U15 here in the Philippines. It's really a pleasure to be out here today talking to you. And I'm hoping that you'll enjoy whatever we are going to talk about this evening. I know a lot of people ask me questions about what I've been up to recently. I believe in football, as I just mentioned in one of my posts. But I believe that football is a decision game that is based on quick thinking in relation to the area of the field, the surrounding, the moment of the game, the team philosophies, and strategies. That is how my coaching philosophy goes around. It's based on that belief that football is a decision game. So whatever I do with my players, it focuses on decision making. Even when we work on techniques, the focus has to be on how to make the right and correct decision. To me, this is very important in football, the aspect of making decisions. I believe this is what separates great players from the rest. Being able to make decisions is very important, not only to the player, but to the team as a whole. I believe that there are some key factors that influence the type of decision we make in the field. The first being the loss of the game, because that's where everything is coming from. Without proper understanding of the laws of the game, it's difficult to make the right decision. So first, before making the right, talking about making the right decision, first the players have to know about the rules of the game. That's what every other thing circle around the rules of the game. And now the things that determine how we make decisions in the field, or the things that influence, other things that influence the type of decision we make in the field. I look at it as our quick thinking influence the type of decision we make in the field. Our awareness, understanding the area of the field. Are we in the defensive third, the midfield third, or the attacking third? All those things influence the type of decision we make in football. Moving up from there, we'll move to the moment of the game. The moment of the game also determines the type of decision we take in football. Are we in possession of the ball? Or the opponent is the one in possession of the ball? Is the ball in transition from winning possession to losing possession, or from losing possession to winning possession? Those things determine the type of decision we make in the field. I also look at, still in the moment of the game, I look at the period of the game. The period of the game can also influence the type of decision we take in football. For example, is it just the beginning of the game? What do we have to do? Are we in the middle of the game? Are we towards the end of the game? Because all those things determine the type of decision we take in football. But are we winning the game? Are we losing? Or is it a draw game already? So whatever decision do we take? Knowing this is very important. But the team philosophy and strategies is what you have to look at. When we are winning, we are losing, the beginning of the game, the middle of the game, or towards the end of the game. It is the team strategies that determine what we do during this moment of the game. So understanding the moment of the game is very important and very critical. And understanding the team philosophy will help us to act. It will help us in making the right decision. I know that it's not every time that we make the right decision, but the ability not to repeat the same mistakes will always separate you from the rest. Now we move on to the next level. I also believe that there are key factors that can affect the type of decision we take in football. There are a lot of, there are so many things that can affect our decision making in football. First, I look at it from the youth level. I look at the type of coaching that we receive. To me, it's very important. The type of coaching we receive can really influence what we do in the field. The coaching knowledge is very important. Growing up, what did the coach do as a player, to you as a player? The type of coach you go through as a player, as a young player, will always influence what you do later in your life or later in the game. Did the coach always make decisions for you? Does your coach always shout instruction from the sideline? What does your coach do? Does your coach know the importance of decision making in football? How do you practice? How do you learn how to make decisions in football? It's very important because if you don't know how to make decisions in football, then there's quite a lot of things that you have to go through. So to me, quality of coaching can really affect the type of decision players make in football. Or in worst case, some players might not even be able to make decisions on their own because they got so used to their coaches standing on the sideline and making decisions for them. The next one I like to look at is the technical aspect of the game. Do we have the adequate techniques to handle the pressure of the game or to handle the ball? If we don't have the right techniques and the adequate skills, then for sure it will be difficult for us to make good decisions in football. For example, if you don't know how to control the ball to your advantage, how will you make the right decision? If you cannot kick the ball, how will you make the right decision? If you cannot dribble the ball, how could you make the right decision? The other aspect also is the psychological aspect of the game. Your attitude, your mentality, your belief, your mental toughness. That is also a very important aspect of the game. Your self-belief as a player, your attitude towards training, your motivation can also influence or affect our decision making in football if we don't look at it properly. The other aspect is also the physical aspect of the game. If we don't have the right stamina, the right strength, the right speed, it will be almost impossible to make a good decision in football. You can have the right techniques, but if you don't have the right fitness, you cannot execute any correct moves in the game. Therefore, our decision making becomes very, very slow or almost impossible. You can see the right decision you want to take, but because you don't have the energy to do it, it's difficult. When your fitness is slow, your awareness, your anticipation become very slow. And it becomes so difficult to make the right decision. I also look at the lack of understanding of the game. Can also affect the football. I don't want to go so more to talk about so many things because it's still a long way to go. This is just the first series on what I want to talk about. I mentioned the things that can influence the type of position we take in football and the things that can affect the type of decision we do in football. The key elements that can influence the type of decision we take in football. First, I put it the laws of the game. It's very important. You have to understand the laws of the game before you take any action in the field. Always remember, football is all about decision. As soon as you step into that field, all what you do is to take decision. If you don't know how to make decision, it's difficult for you to play. So always remember, football is a decision game. I'm very happy that you joined me today, and I hope to see you again next time in my program. Okay, thank you. God bless.